I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and our local partner, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah, and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. Welcome back to episode 121. And this week, we want to talk about why you're a target. Just the simple fact that you are a target. If you listen to me, if you listen to any cybersecurity person speak at any conference anywhere, they're going to tell you that you are a target, not because you have a large company, but you can be a small company. You can be an individual. You can be a large group, a small group. It doesn't matter. We're all targets of cyber attacks of hackers today. We're all targets. So let's talk a little bit about why that is. And I want to go back to when that changed. Think back, you've never even heard of Stuxnet, but several years ago there was a worm called Stuxnet, and Stuxnet was looking for a specific computer running a specific PLC connected to a specific system, doing all of these specific things in a particular area of the world. And this worm would infect your computer, look for the signature. If your computer didn't have the signature, then it would copy it and send it to all your contacts and copy it to USB drives if they were connected. And then it would basically remove itself more or less from your computer because you weren't who they were looking for. And researchers started noticing that this worm was centering in a particular part of the world and in a particular region of a particular country. And what they figured out was that this worm was looking for a computer connected to a PLC, connected to a uranium enrichment facility in a rural part of Iran. And one day, the computer tech plugged a USB drive in to that computer that was not connected to the internet, and it got infected, and it set the Iranian uranium enrichment program back um, multiple years. And it was a great effort by whatever country that did it. No country has claimed responsibility, though most people believe that it was probably the US and Israel together, based on signatures and different things. But the US was able to target a part of Iran not connected to the internet, infect them with the virus. So when I see this, what it tells me is, first of all, the world changed in cybersecurity. Before this, which this was 13 or 14 years ago, before this happened, life was different on the internet. And what this showed us, this really escalated it, that you can be targeted no matter where you are with the right amount of effort and the right amount of money. If the return is large enough, you can be a target. Now, I'm not enriching uranium in my spare time, and you probably aren't either. So, does that mean we're not targets? Well, the simple fact is, this is now a business. This is now a business. So, when we start thinking about how do we stop the bad guys, are we a target and how do we stop them? We've got to think like a business. Cost benefit analysis, the cost, the effort going up the side, the benefit going down the bottom. This is now a business. So hackers are looking at you and your business from a business opportunity, a money-making venture. Now, there's other reasons people hack. Absolutely. But by and large, right now, it's a money-making, it's organized crime. It's a money-making venture. So how do we do this? How much money do you have? That's the question. If a computer in rural Iran that's not attached to the internet can get infected with a virus, what hope do we have? I don't have that much money. You're right, we don't. So, first of all, this is where we would love for bad guys to reside. This is where we want the bad guys to reside. So, if you looked underneath there, what you would see is that is big effort with little benefit. So what that means is, would you spend more money to hack into a computer than you can get in return? Are you going to spend $100,000 to steal $2,000? No, you're not. You would lose $98,000. So that's the math that the bad guys are making. Now, I'll also say, in my opinion, and this is not, the official what all cybersecurity experts say, but in my opinion, if a bad guy or a group wants to target you and break into your system, they're going to win. If they have enough money, enough resources, enough hackers, enough people to break into your system, then they're going to get in. That's the reality. If the US or whatever group, again, can hack in to a computer in a rural part of the world, not attached to the internet, if they can do that, then my system with my resources and my cybersecurity funding is not going to be able to stop that. So frankly, ignore it. Just accept the fact that if that's the case, then with enough resources that they can get you, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I can sleep tonight knowing that information. So what does that mean I do? I start by eliminating the little effort attacks. And this is why you're a target. Unless you're the, uranium enrichment facility in Iran, you probably still need to eliminate the little things. Reusing passwords, not using two-factor authentication, not having backups, not following good web browsing practices, clicking on links in email. All of those things make it so easy for a hacker to break into your system. So why should they have to spend a big effort when a little effort can get into a system? Okay. Now let's say your organization doesn't make $5 million in revenue a year. I don't know. It's a small company. That's fine. The reality is, to send out a phishing email to 100,000 people doesn't cost very much money. So if they can get you to click on a phishing email by spending very little money, and they can get $25,000 out of your organization by holding you for ransomware, then why not? Or they can steal your customer database and sell their email and credentials, or banking information on the dark web, then why not? Because that is a low effort attack that has potentially a big benefit. That's our problem. That is the problem of most organizations, is that we have not done an adequate job of stopping the little effort attacks. If we started there, we would be a lot safer. If you've been watching 10 at 10 for the last couple of years, you have heard me talk time and time again about what those little effort pieces look like. That's where we need to start. That's why you're a target, is because the bad guy, the adversary, knows that we're not stopping those little effort attacks. We're not doing the things that we should do to stop the small attacks from being successful, or the cheap, the inexpensive attacks from being successful. So they don't have to invest in those large efforts, those expensive attacks, because the small ones, the inexpensive ones, are working. That's where we need to start. If you're wondering why you're a target, it's because while you may not have a lot of money to be made by hackers, it doesn't cost much to break into your system. Your system, my system, is more vulnerable than the NSA or the FBI, or a bank, hopefully. those systems are the ones that are being targeted. I hope that makes sense. We'll get into the how to protect ourselves in the future. We've been doing that. We'll continue to do that. But I just want you to know you are a target, and that's why you're a target. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. I appreciate you joining, and I look forward to having you back here on 10 at 10. Thanks. Bye.